Birds of prey! Birds of pieces of shit, Zara. Can you even see her? Oh, okay. Birds of Prey fucking sucks. What started as a sort of okay meh kind of time fun movie quickly devolves into an annoying mess of an excuse for a spin-off origin story. Margot Robbie is great again as the batshit crazy Harley Quinn, just as she was in the dreadful Suicide Squad. But that can't save the movie from its detached and weak script. Couple that with some pitiful acting among the other star players, and questionable music choices, blasted like a bad music video, and you've got the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Why is this movie even called Birds of Prey? It's a Harley Quinn story, told at times painfully by Robbie's overbearing non-stop narration. She gets almost all the screen time. The other birds come and go, and some are introduced early on, and then never seen again until sparingly close to the end. Sparingly, it's a bird, sparrowingly close to the end. Fuck me. It's surprisingly uninvesting. The movie thinks it's way more fun than it actually is. The barely competent editing throws the timing of many of the jokes off. Harley Quinn revels in shock value and quirky dark humor, but the movie can't seem to stay on the same page. Nowhere is this more clear than the villain Roman Sionis, played by Ewan McGregor. Oh god, he's such a good actor. Now thrown into the over-the-top villainy that's going to have you cringing. It started off okay too. I thought he was gonna be great in the role. But sure enough, just like the rest of the cast, he began to grow on my nerves. Who told these actors to break all sense of direction? Sometimes Ewan is having so much fun in his role. The next he's dancing and crying and speaking in high-pitched squeals like a maniac. Like, he just starts dancing. And and then he's crying on the phone at one point. He's just like, I don't get it! And then he tries to be menacing. What is going on in that scene? He has that woman's dress cut off. I don't get he's just like, he's menacing and then he's not, and then he's calm, and it doesn't work, and then why is he doing this? You know, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. But I've gotten a bit too far ahead. Let me cut back to the beginning. Like this movie always fucking does. It has an annoying habit of showing you scenes later in the film, then saying, whoops, forgot to tell you the intro of such and such character. Then cuts back in time. And then when it comes back, it shows you the moments you just saw. Like, it's not just the exact moment. It cuts back and shows you the end of the scene again. So you see the same ending scene, frames and moments. And it's just like, are we stupid? We can't remember what we just fucking saw 30 seconds ago? Does it happen once? Nope. This is the entire movie. Who on earth would leave the intros to some of the main characters past the halfway point? In this movie! Anyway, you know the story. The Joker has broken up with Harley Quinn. She takes this well. She gives herself tattoos and cuts her hair short. These are the better parts of the movie. And also gets a hyena named Bruce, after that hunky Wayne guy. That hyena needed more screen time. Real MVP, just not in the fucking movie. She goes around town celebrating her newfound freedom, but she hasn't told anyone yet about her breakup with Mr. J, so she still has immunity from the crime bosses and their posse. And that's where Roman comes in. As the new mob boss of crime in Gotham, she breaks his driver's legs and gets away with it. That's the kind of power being with the Joker had. You can guess what's gonna happen when everyone finds out the truth. At the nightclub she frequents is Dina, who sure can sing high notes. That'll play its part by the end. Roman chooses her to be his new driver. I'm not gonna elaborate why. While all this is going on, a detective named Montoya is tracking a killer who uses crossbows to kill her targets. She finds Harley's J necklace at the scene of the explosion. Alright, let's rewind again! Harley's final act of vengeance for cutting off her ties with the Joker is to run a gas truck into the place where her romance with him all began. That industrial plant. Big explosion. She throws her fond necklace with his J out the window. Okay, we caught up now? Good. Now, there's a diamond. Oh yes, You knew this movie had to have a dumb plot device. Is this a MacGuffin? I don't know. People throw that word around a lot. I just don't even want to... Deeply embedded on it are the account numbers to the fortune of a famous crime family. It'll all connect by the end, but you'll wish it didn't. Roman wants that diamond. But wait! There's a kid! Oh yes, you knew this terrible movie had to have a terrible kid actor in it, didn't you? She's a pickpocket. Guess who gets that diamond? Just a side note here, I feel terrible that she's just a kid. But she sucked. She sounds like she's awkwardly reading cue cards for all her lines. And like, doesn't know where to look, like her eyes just keep going like this. Like maybe in some sort of coy, shy way with Margot Robbie, but like sometimes she like looks at the camera away from the camera. It's like she's aware that she's being directed and doesn't fucking know where to look. That's probably the director's fault. And the script. And the editing. What the fuck ever. The kid's name is Cassandra Cain. I did like how she put stolen objects in her cast. But other than that, I got nothing. And also, Mary Elizabeth Winstead is the crossbow killer. And she is pitiful. Looking miserable every second she's on screen. Like she didn't even want to be there. Just, you know, it was so fucking awkwardly bad. What the fuck is this movie I'm watching? The only other actor than Margot who is spared on-screen cringe is... How do you pronounce it? Journey Smollett Bell. Did I say that right? I hope I didn't butcher it. Journey Smollett Bell. There she is. Who is Dina. Or Black Canary, whatever. She was the only one in all of this to take her role seriously. Maybe she wasn't supposed to, but I glanced dignity from her role in this mess. I like how she talks to the other birds at the end. She's got the potential for future outings. Don't know about anyone else. I don't want to talk about this mess of a waste of time anymore. Watch when Ewan puts his mask on. I threw my hands in the air in total cringe. It just came out of nowhere. Like, just, what? You may howl laughing. Those are the only two reactions. This movie just throws so many things at you, hoping the comedy will land. And it mostly flattens. Harley Quinn gets sold out by someone close to her. And there's a canary in the background car right behind him. Come on. Bruce the hyena conveniently goes missing for the rest of the runtime, when really, he could have had so much to offer. We seriously needed that hyena. Why would you introduce such a cool, fucking awesome animal and concept? Like, I even like the scene where she gets him. And then even then she names him Bruce after that hunky wing guy. All that's great stuff. And then the hyena just disappears. I'm not going to tell you why. And then is found later at the movie. It's like, come on. You could have had so much with that fucking hyena. You could have had gold right there. And it's just it's indicative of this movie's stupid decision making. Honestly, getting rid of that hyena. To put him in there and just not have him there. Like, what are you fucking doing? What I said before perfectly sums this whole experience up. Birds of Prey is just not as fun as it thinks it is. More like Birds of Pieces of Shit. The script by Christina Hodson needed rewrite after rewrite after rewrite. This movie feels separated from even the comic world it inhabits. It makes no real sense to me. Kathy Yen's direction was about on par for what you'd expect. The movie is dim and the colors kinda sucked out, but not to the damaging degree of Suicide Squad. At least she kinda knew how to move the camera, but needs to work on blocking and getting decent performances from the actors. I did like the scene where Harley shoots up the police station with smoke bombs and confetti. One of the few scenes where the movie actually had genuine fun and wasn't like too ridiculously stupid, but I can't believe how stupid and dumb this movie is. And it's stupid and dumb in mostly the wrong ways. I don't understand how Roman's right-hand man reveals to him late, and I mean late in the movie, that Harley and the Joker broke up. And Roman acts like it's brand new information? Huh? How did he not know all this time? McGregor's acting in the newfound knowledge blew my mind. I can't tell if he's trolling or not. What is this movie? I don't understand. He should have known this whole time. Like, I felt like an hour and 20 minutes had passed, and everybody on the fucking world knew. And then his right-hand man just sort of like, hey, she and Mr. J broke up when he's, like, captured her or some shit. And or he's talking to Dina. I don't even remember. And then Ewan acts like he's hearing it for the first time, like it's the first third of the movie, the first 30 minutes. But this is happening near the end, and I'm like, wait, did he really not know? Is he joking with his acting? Because again, Ewan's all over the place. He's just like, again, that dance. Sometimes he's like crying, sometimes he's laughing, sometimes he's having too much fun with the role, and it's just, I cannot tell if he genuinely did not know this whole time that Harley and the Joker had broken up. But he must have not known, because then he sends the hit out on her or whatever after that moment, I think. But I swear before all that, the movie was played as though he knew. I must be a bad moviegoer. I cannot believe it. Like, I'm just blown. I'm just an idiot, I guess. You gotta tell me if you guys knew, if he didn't know. Right? And his right-hand man, always whispering evil thoughts into Roman's ear. A played straight for evil villain, who could have been so much more interesting. And do you buy that Harley can take out a room of a dozen dudes twice her size in a crammed prison with nothing but an empty shotgun? If so, how does the elderly cop Montoya go almost toe-to-toe with her in that one-on-one near the end? 'Cause she punches her in her tits with her handcuffs? Harley should have just slammed her instantly. I don't understand why it took so long. I mean, Harley does win that fight, like, boom, but the fact that it was even close, maybe she was holding back on her because she's a woman and a cop and older. I really don't know. Sure, I'll buy that she can take out all those dudes, but then Montoya really should have had no chance against her, but whatever. It's really not that big of a plot hole thingy, whatever, inconsistency. Not a plot hole thing, but you know what I mean? It's not that bad. It just makes... I'm just so bored as I'm thinking about these things because the movie sucks, but... I mean, she did punch her in the tits with the handcuffs. Whatever. It's dumb. I'm thinking about these things because the movie's dumb. Had I been invested, I wouldn't be bringing these questions up. Man, I'm not mad. It's just the fucking movie was kind of a waste of time after a certain point. The final act of this movie is as bad as Wonder Woman's was. Boring and drawn out and terrible. With a climax I could not have possibly cared less about. And a teaming up that should have been where the movie began and not when it ended. So don't see this movie. Just don't do it to yourself. I don't care what score it has on Rotten Tomatoes. Those pieces of shit told you to go see Aquaman so they can suck my dick. Margot Robbie is a wonderful actress, and I do like her a lot as Harley Quinn. Her scene where she talks about what a Harlequin is one of the best in the movie, and has some of her best acting. But as the star and producer of this pet project of hers, she has got to do better. She, of all people, should have thrown that script in the trash and hired a director who wouldn't shamelessly paste weird music choices to blast loudly over the dialogue. Also, pointing out your movie's shortcomings in your movie doesn't excuse the shortcomings. Like them talking about how Huntress, crossbow killer, has to work on her lines when she kills people. Or does she always talk like a cop in a bad 80s movie? Cringe. Or how about how they throw in that Montoya was in a relationship with Ali Wong? Gotta represent lesbians! It just was out of nowhere, and it's fine, but... And then Ali Wong has, like, I don't know. There's no point. Okay, look. I'm all for all these women being in the movie. That's fine. Have the whole cast be women. I don't fucking care. But your writing has got to be better than this. And I'm just puzzled. Again, I'm not mad that they're a lesbian detective and ex-DEA or whatever the fuck. It's just, I'm so puzzled because I'm so out of the movie. I'm thinking about these things. I'm like, oh, they had to throw that in there. And there's Ali Wong. And couldn't you have given her more than a role than nothing and selling her out? And I don't understand. If you had actually made a Birds of Prey movie where you focused on these characters rather than just Harley Quinn, you could have dedicated some screen time to her and Ali Wong. It's just dumb. I shouldn't even say... It doesn't even matter what they are. The genders, none of this shit matters. It's just the on-screen execution is just cringy and puzzling and silly. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, why? do something with it. Man, it's just like Robin in Stranger Things, that horrible reveal. They couldn't make her a lesbian the whole time. It had to be a twist that she was a lesbian. Like, what was wrong with having to being a lesbian the whole fucking show? I mean, she was, but like, telling us, you know what, it doesn't even matter. I always root for projects to be good. I always root for a movie to be good. I always want a movie to be good no matter how little faith I have in it or whatever. I thought Birds of Prey was going to be fun. I like Margot Robbie. I thought this was going to be a much better movie than it was. I thought it was going to be a much more fun movie and not a stupid movie like it was. But it's stupid. And Harley's narration drones on and on and on. And it's constant through the whole runtime until you're sick of her voice and antics. Is it strange how I thought about Harrison Ford's narration in the original theatrical cut of Blade Runner was so bad that it eventually inspired 6 more cuts without it? Just a thought, guys. Just a thought. Couple positives from this movie. It wasn't as bad as Suicide Squad. Jared Leto is not in this. Margot Robbie is good. Journey, that Dina lady, is good too. Other than that, like, it's just got on my nerves. This was an annoying movie-going experience. An annoying fucking movie. And it really, the movie took a real turn for the worst once she got that kid, when Margot had to buddy cop with that fucking kid pickpocket. When she picks her up and they're together for the rest of the movie, oh my god, it tanked. Oh my goodness. The timing of those jokes was way off on a lot of them. And again, it was because the kid's performance was so bad and the editing was off. And the director, I don't know what she was doing with that kid. I mean, Margot could pose herself. She's a veteran actress at this point. And then Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I have to reiterate how fucking awful she is in this. And I normally like her, but she's just like awkward. Bad awkward. I know that's kind of what they were going for, but it did not land. It did not land. No, this movie sucked.
This is an important question. Just one hyena.
I would have liked there to be 2, but it was really expensive.
Oh, shit.
But again, to CGI a hyena is actually a tremendous cost. And since we couldn't get a real hyena, which would have also been a tremendous cost, we had to settle for 1.